would spend in a school of their choice. Right!
Go well. Go on, son. There's a man with presence.
The Conservative Party are looking for change, basically. Change is needed in a big way. This change is coming from a new party, which have new morals and new ideas. For too long, we have lived under a Labour government who led the way and led the country using bureaucracy rather than democracy. Communities are pulling apart rather than coming together, waiting for a government that hasn't acted and never will. For real change to happen, we have to work for it. The change can be started in Parliament with legislation and Act of Parliament, but the real change happens in the communities, families and neighbourhoods of Britain. Conservatives will empower the ordinary people of the UK with reforms of public services, authorities and new schemes like neighbourhood groups who have power to take over local amenities such as pubs and parks, libraries and schools, which are the core of any community. The core of any community is families in which live in their neighbourhoods. And this is why the next capital policy benefit system will benefit families and will help pensions. The Conservative government will help to mend our broken society by cracking down on violent crimes and tackling reoffending, by reforming the rehabilitation system. The changes are large and affect every person, with a change in all areas, including the Parliament, local councils, neighbourhoods and communities, if we can mend the broken.
Woo! Yeah!
Thank you very much. You'll have opportunity for questions in a moment. I'd now like to invite up our UKIP candidate, Mr. Will Clark. UKIP! Will, you're going to have 2 minutes.
I'd like to stand for Nick Griffin.
Why don't you, well, why don't the services leave off with talking about Europe and how we're possibly not letting Britain become part of a federal Europe. UKIP would like to take it all away by pulling out of the EU altogether. First of all, saving us £45 million per day, which equates to £16.4 billion a year in cash. And what we'd like to do is give back the British people their freedom and control instead of giving the power away to remote EU bureaucrats, which is, I think, is a bad thing because it takes away our power, which should rightfully be ours. And we'd like to spend that money in the UK to improve what is broken Britain, which has been caused by 30 years of Labour. With the economy, we'd like to save up to £120 million a year by leaving the EU. No British trade or jobs will be lost for doing this. We'd like to create 1 million new skilled jobs with a 5-point public service sector. This is including building new nuclear power stations, restoring our transport infrastructure, like investing in high-speed rail throughout the country, make our transport much more efficient, make Britain more up to date with the 21st century. As well, we'd like to boost the military budget by 40% to make sure our armed forces are properly equipped, as well as having better paying conditions to work in.
Yeah. Woo!
Now, we think the EU has been far too tough on farmers and fishing and other businesses and industries, so what we'd like to do is give farmers a better deal by allowing the supermarket ombudsman to support farmers, rather than allowing the supermarkets to take control of British farmers, which is not giving them a fair deal in any way, really, at the moment because of the EU. Remember, if you're thinking how we're possibly going to pay for all this, that's because the amount of money we're saving by leaving the EU can be spent on spending in Britain itself rather than giving it away to Brussels. Regarding fishing, we'd like to immediately withdraw from the common fisheries policy, which involves wasteful and shameful abandoning of fish.
Okay. Thank you very much.
We are all one race. Whether we are Indian, Pakistani, Egyptian, Danish, we are all one race. We are all British because we all live under the umbrella of Britain. Now, in regard to my tight-trousered friend, the Conservative, if we were to break down these schools and start our own, can you imagine half the people on Jeremy Kyle running their own school? Is this something that's really going to happen in Britain? No. UKIP, it's a one-trick pony, really. It tells the truth about the EU, which is brilliant, because politicians don't tell the truth. But the UKIP, it tells the truth about the EU, but at the same time, what is it going to change? It's not even in the run, really, let's be honest. Liberal Democrats.
Thank you very much. Address the panel. Mr. Greengrass.
I'd like to address this to my Liberal Democrat representative. Unlike my tight, snappy dressing Conservative friend over there, why do you want to get rid of the tried nuclear system, or at least not update it?
Well, that's a very interesting question, one of which has many answers. What I'd have to do is consult my manifesto, which I have definitely done, and get back. Basically, nuclear power, is that what you're talking about? No. Nuclear weapons.
So the
Is this about Trident?
Yes.
Oh, right, I got you. Nuclear weapons are just shy, really, because how is that creating a peaceful environment to have the power to exterminate people?
But this is why the Cold War didn't kick off, because everyone was too scared of each other. See what I mean?
What's wrong?
Okay, that's why I didn't.
Thank you. That's right.
That was a poor response.
I believe you're actually wanting to keep the Trident system.
Yes, because if you have people like Russia who have 3 times as many as we have, then you have China who have, don't even know how many they've got, then you have North Korea. If you didn't have it, you're not going to use them, you're just going to throw it. It's a nuclear deterrent, that's what it's called.
Yeah, okay, nuclear deterrent, awesome. But if Russia were to decide to use their nuclear weapons, right, they've got 3 times more, you've just said that yourself, so you're being hypocritical. If they were all to use it and push the red button, then we wouldn't be able to stop it anyway.
The button might be green. Maybe we should make a bit like...
Okay, thank you. UKIP, could I ask UKIP please to speak? What's your
Well, UKIP believes simply to keep nuclear deterrence strong. But mainly UKIP believes it's straight talking about saving money for Britain, which is our main policy, continuing off where the Conservatives left.
Right. Just put it into context, if we scrap the nuclear Trident system, it could probably save us somewhere in the region of 30 to 40 billion pounds.
We'd all be dead.
Yeah. Quite a lot of money saved. Considering we've got to try and find money to cover the 60 million deficit that we're facing. Right. Thank you. Thank you for that question. Can we have another question, please? Yes, Mr. Noble.
Oh, I was just saying hello to Will, but...
Do you have a question?
I could think of one.
Do something for Labour.
Do you want us to come back to you in a moment?
No, I've got one. It's, does it, have you done the one about university fees yet?
No.
Oh, is any party going to definitely not remove the cap on university fees? And if they're not, how are they going to increase it?
So university fees are currently around 3,000 a year. Universities aren't allowed to charge more than £3,000 a year because they are capped at that price. However, it has been said that if that cap is removed, Oxford will charge £20,000 a year. Right. Okay, do you want to Okay, Smith,
Order!
If we want to remove the cap as the Conservative Party, and that is basically because you can't carry on with having